said you can't wait to go on honeymoon with us.
Always dress in Western clothes. You need a spouse to show you how to be a better person.
You have the aura of a super creep. Impressive, in a gross sort of way.
But our astrological charts were so compatible. It's like you don't even care that our planets are in perfect alignment.
I really don't. Matching charts isn't my idea of romance.
It's a shame for a girl as pretty as you to be all alone.
Internalized misogyny is really something, huh? I'm gonna make you run home with your tail between your legs. You really need to cool it on the aftershave, dude. Less is more.
With your looks and my brains, our children are guaranteed success. Oh! What are you looking for in a spouse? I'll make your dreams come true.
I'm just not that into you.
Cece and I are thinking of taking a road trip to see some concerts in Olympia. When I asked why she didn't ask Aisha yet, she told me she was working up to it. Those girls are weird.
Just get married for our parents' sakes and then live separate lives. It's worked for generations.
Can we just get this over with? I'm getting hangry.
I can't wait to see you in a sari. Give me a chance. I drove all the way from Seattle.
You want gas money or something?
You'd make my life so convenient if we got married.
I'm not the settling down type.
I'm expecting a very important call from your party. Oh! Have I told you I have a bachelor's degree? I can show you the diploma.
How many ways can I say I'm not interested?
Indeed.
I really don't need that right now, to be honest.
You know, the time alone has been so... Thanks to this job, I've mastered...
Indeed.
They've been marinating on what to say to me for years. Better to just get it over with.
I'm short on time, so forgive me if I skip the meaningless small talk and speak directly. I've got the talent search I'm organizing and judging. I've got deadlines. I've got bills. I've got social obligations. I wouldn't disturb my peace confronting you if not for Tyler's well-being.
Really? Because the hostility you're bringing really feels more personal.
Let's give them some credit. They did also humble brag about how booked and busy and important they are.
You make people feel special. You gas them up so much they don't realize they've been completely isolated. I'm here to make sure you never rope Tyler into that cycle of torment again.
Andale moved to America from South Africa in junior year, just after Jala and Tyler had one of their more dramatic breakups. The entire class ended up taking sides. As the new kid without any idea of the complicated history between them, Andale became a battleground in their romantic rivalry.
You started confiding in me about your relationship with Tyler, getting my sympathy, making me believe your version. I thought Tyler was a monster, and I fell for you. Forget the false pretenses of our brief relationship. You stole years of friendship with Tyler from me. That's what I can't forgive.
Don't deny we had a spark. You were new, exciting. You didn't have any preconceived notions about me.
And the fact that Tyler was the first person to speak to me had no part in it? You only became interested in me because you saw how much Tyler and I had in common. We shared perspectives you could never understand. I don't need resolution from you. I don't think you can actually change. The one thing I do know, your cruelty has no bounds.
So, are we still pretending this fight is about Tyler, or are we over that little fiction?
Tyler's the only reason I'm even entertaining this ridiculous charade.
So, persisting in the delusion. Got it.
When I think how close I was to not having Tyler in my life, how can I forgive you?
Yeah, I was thoughtless in high school. Newsflash, we were all teenagers. Thoughtlessness is practically in the job description.
No one here was waiting for you to come back. We kept living our lives without you, and guess what? They're better now.
This clearly isn't about Tyler or me. It's about you and the pressure you're putting on yourself.
You almost cost me the most important relationship in my life. I can't forgive you for that.
I couldn't have known how close you two would become. I don't have future vision.
See, two's company, but three's a crowd. It's why I don't have a co-host.
You struggle against your culture, but I embrace the support mine gives. You are trapped. You are lost. That's why you jump from one relationship to the next. Why you lie, cheat, evade. You're searching for a home, but you're looking in the wrong place.
It is too early in the day to be read for filth like this. Maybe even too early in the year.
They could have at least had the decency to get us drunk beforehand.
I'm not returning cruelty for cruelty, Jala, even though it would be entirely justified. I pity you. Your ancestors are turning over in their graves. Mine are standing shoulder to shoulder with me, making me stronger.
Looks like Andale's so mad at you, they're having a personality crisis. I mean, it's obvious Andale replaced you as Tyler's best friend the moment you left town. But don't you think they're being a little overprotective for just a friend?
So, are you and Tyler, like, together?
Seriously, Jala? Unlike you, I can care about someone without trying to sleep with them. You'd love it if I lost my cool like everyone else, wouldn't you? I refuse to let you get under my skin.
Indeed.
Andale, you're gonna cave in on yourself if you don't let go. I'd respect you more if you could just admit that you're here for you, not for Tyler.
You've never been anyone's rock, the one to rely on. No wonder you're so weak.
Are you really growing, Andale? Or are you just torturing yourself for not being perfect?
Have you never thought of the sacrifice our families made? All their work and hope invested in you? And what did you do? Abandon them.
Come on! I have literally come home to face my past.
I'm the model child, a pillar of support for my family, an icon in my industry, helping my community thrive. I'll carry it all without a complaint. Unlike you, Jala.
You sure you're feeling all right, Andale? Your tone seems a bit pointed.
I wear whatever self the occasion calls for. And this occasion calls for your annihilation, Jala.
You knew I was lying about Tyler. You wanted to believe me.
When Tyler looks at me, I know she sees me. I'm seen and loved. Of course, you can't stand to see us happy without you.
Yeah, you really sound like a cool, collected person who definitely doesn't have strong feelings for me.
Everyone has turmoil. You must let it temper you.
Yeah, burying your trauma is great. Especially if you're planning to have kids. You can just dump it all on them. Ask our Emma. No downsides at all.
I don't recognize you. In fact, I'm not sure if you recognize yourself right now.
What I should have recognized is that Tyler and I are hosting an international African music festival next month. What have you ever done to give back?
You sure you're feeling all right, Andale? Your tone seems a bit pointed.
Gosh, I didn't even know you went out with Andale. They're very charming, aren't they?
Your individualist woe is me. Me and my feelings first. American whining makes me sick.
This clearly isn't about Tyler or me. It's about you and the pressure you're putting on yourself.
America seeks to destabilize our cultural foundations. Unlike you, I will not allow my touchstones to be stripped away.
I don't recognize you. In fact, I'm not sure if you recognize yourself right now.
What I should have recognized is that most 17-year-olds don't have 5 entire scorched earth breakups behind them. Even just asking you to care about other people is too much for you.
Andale, You're gonna cave in on yourself if you don't let go.
America seeks to destabilize our cultural foundations. Unlike you, I will not allow my touchstones to be stripped away. I don't want to make changes to my body. And I know what I'm shaped like. What people assume when they look at me. When people say non-binary, they think of someone petite, non-threatening. Not me. Sometimes I think, why try so hard to fight the inevitable? Maybe if I conformed, I would be recognized, understood.
Other people's ideas of you are just limitations. Come on, part of you enjoys defying expectations, doesn't it?
What do you know about what it's like to be perceived in a way that's completely different to how you feel? You know, I used to wonder if the reason you and Tyler could live so audaciously is because you're so American. You come from a culture of the future, always thinking about who you could be, not who you must carry within you. You had the privilege of being anything you wanted without question, and you chose to be the worst. You know, it's so funny how when we met, I was doing really bad, and you were just the queen of everything. But now I'm successful, sexy, and financially covering my parents, while you're crashing at home and everyone hates you. So funny, girl.
You seem like you're trying really hard to convince me you're doing great. I don't know, Andale. I'm getting the distinct feeling you're not as secure as you claim to be. In fact, I'd say this little performance of yours reeks of insecurity.
Maybe a few top notes of desperation?
You know what? Fine. Maybe my culture can't handle me. Maybe my family won't ever be able to understand me. Forget them. My real family is the friends who never judge me and never pressure me. If my heritage hurts, why bother? Leave it behind. Throw me in that melting pot and put on the lid, baby.
Wait, what just happened there?
What always happens when kids break from a traditional upbringing? Chaos. Their attack is making them vulnerable too.
I can definitely relate.
No, really?
Indeed.
You, me, sexual tension sublimated into irony-tipped aggression. Feels like junior year. Are you really growing, Andale? Or are you just torturing yourself for not being perfect?
God, you make everything such a melodrama and not even the fun kind. You act like you're in a Lifetime movie. Go to a party and stop trying to find your truth, weirdo.
Andale, you're gonna cave in.
If neither glove fits, pick the one that hurts less.
You sure you're feeling all right, Andale?
I know why you're challenging me. Ooh, it must boil you up. Can't stand to see a bad bitch thriving, can you?
Seriously? You're the one who ambushed me.
Sounds like you could be a more active participant in your destiny. It's called manifestation, babe.
Admit it. You still wear some of the clothes I lent you junior year.
Hard to think about sad shit.
What are you complaining about? You got Tyler in the end, and I'm the one left on the outside.
Don't you dare pity me. I'm telling you I'm better than you. You hurting me changed me for the better.
Yeah, you've changed so much, you've completely spun out. Just look at yourself. I don't think you have any idea who you really are. You're just bouncing from one extreme to the next.
Fine. The truth is, I'm a mess. I'm scared of being disconnected. But the idea that my family and community might reject me hurts more. I'm all over the place. I only tell my parents good news. I only tell my friends funny stories. I'm afraid I'm gonna be found out as a fraud in my industry every single day. I'm beyond boundaries. But am I beyond understanding? Will I always feel impossible? I don't want to compromise who I am. I contain multitudes, feminine and masculine, South African and American. I'm all of these things and yet defined by none of them alone. God, it feels so good to just say that all out loud. I feel stronger.
Wait. Did we just accidentally give our opponent a pep talk?
I meet so many people, none of them see me. All of them see the parts they want. I thought you were someone I could be whole with. What a disappointment.
Jealousy is...
I've spent a lot of time not being able to stand being myself. I kept looking for someone else to validate me, but now I know. I'm the only one I'll ever need.
Andale moved to America from South Africa. The entire class ended up taking sides.
You started confiding in me about your relationship with Tyler, getting my sympathy, making me believe your version. I thought Tyler was a... Forget the false pretenses of our brief relationship. You stole years of friendship.
Do you really need me to admit that I was jealous of you two so you can crow about it?
This isn't some petty argument. I thought you understood me. It was transformative meeting you. That's before I realized that you weren't actually interested in me. You just wanted to get between me and Tyler. I don't need resolution from you. I don't think you can actually change. The one thing I do know, your cruelty has no bounds.
Yeah, I was thoughtless in high school. Newsflash.
I bet you don't even know Tyler's middle name or her blood type.
Why do you know her blood type, weirdo? So, are we still pretending this?
Tyler's the only reason.
So, persisting in the delusion.
No one here was waiting for you to come back. Don't get the wrong idea.
Yeah, none of this.
I don't recognize you.
What I should have recognized is that most... You want to talk real? How about learning how to squeeze yourself into spaces? Cutting off the parts that don't fit. You struggle against your culture, but I embrace the support mine gives. You are trapped. You are lost. That's why you jump from one relationship. You're searching for a home, but you're looking in the wrong place.
Wow, you've clearly spent a lot of time cataloging my faults and analyzing my motives. Is that easier than holding the mirror up to yourself?
I'm not returning cruelty for cruelty. Your ancestors are turning over in their grave.
Looks like Andalé's so mad at you. I mean, it's obvious Andalé replaced, but don't you think they're being a little overprotective for
No, that's just my jealousy.
You're emotional? You are so much more.
You'd love it if I lost my cool like.
Indeed.
You knew I was lying about Tyler. This clearly isn't about Tyler.
When Tyler looks at me, of course, you.
Admit it.
Your individualist world.
Andalé?
America seeks to destabilize.
You sure you're feeling all right?
Tyler and I are hosting an international.
Are you really
I wear whatever, and this occasion calls.
You sure you're feeling?
You've never been anyone's rock.
Are you really growing on?
Everyone has turmoil.
Yeah, burying your trauma is cool. Ask our Emma. Nope.
Have you never thought of the sacrifice? And what did you do?
Come on. I have literally come. I don't recognize you.
What I should have recognized is that most. I'm the model child. A pill. I'll carry it all without a.
This clearly isn't about time.
I don't want to make changes to my body. When people say non-binary, they think. Sometimes I think, why try so hard to fight the inevitable?
We don't just fight the battles we can win. Sometimes you have to fight because that's the only thing that keeps you sane.
What do you know about what it's like to be perceived in a way that's completely different to how you feel? You know, I used to wonder if you come from a culture of the future. You had the privilege of being anything you know, it's so funny how but now I'm successful, sexy, and financially covering my parents while you're crashing at home.
You seem like you're trying. No, Andalé. In fact, I'd say this.
Maybe a few top notes.
You know what? Fine. Maybe forget them. If my heritage hurts, throw me in there.
Andalé? Wait,
What always happens when kids break from a
I can. No.
Indeed.
Jealousy is not a good look on you, Andale. Are you really growing on?
I know why you're challenging me.
Seriously? You're the one who ambushed.
Sounds like you could be a more.
I don't recognize you.
What I should have recognized is that. God, you make everything such. Go to a party and stop trying.
Andale, you're
Hard to think about sad sh- I'm American now.
hate to break it to you, but the American dream's just a marketing scheme.
What dream is?
Whoa. Now that's the attitude of someone who makes their living in the arts.
My mistake with you is I was too. I'm fatal now, though.
You, me, sexual. I'd respect you more if.
Don't you? I'm telling you, I'm better than you. You hurting me changed me for the better.
Not everything needs to be some great narrative of overcoming adversity. I hurt you. It was shitty. We could just admit that. But Andale, I don't think you have any idea who you really are. You're just bouncing from one extreme to the next.
Fine. Fine. I'm scared of being disconnected. I'm all over the place. I only tell my parents good news. I only tell my friends funny stories. I'm afraid I'm gonna be I'm beyond boundaries. But am I beyond understanding? Will I always feel impossible? I don't want to compromise who I am. I contain multitudes, feminine and masculine, South African and American. I'm all of these things. God, it feels so. I feel.
Wait. Did we just act?
My skills, not the kind that coddled middle-class kids like you give themselves to be interesting.
This clearly isn't about Tyler.
There's no I outrank you in will, power, and willpower. So I will be stronger and I will defeat you.
You sure you're feeling all right?
I've spent a lot of time, but now I know. I'm the.
This clearly isn't about Tyler or me. It's about you and the pressure you're putting on yourself. recognize you.
What I should have recognized is that I'm adaptable, resilient, rooted, and I promise you this, it won't be me who crumbles.
Andale, you're gonna cave in on.
I meet so many people, I thought you were someone I could.
You sure you're feel?
I'm adaptable, resilient.
Are you really growing?
There's no. I outrank you in will.
You sure you're feeling?
I meet so many people, I thought you were someone I could.
Andale,
I've spent a lot of time not, but now I know.
this clearly isn't about Tyler or. I don't recognize you. In fact, I'm not sure if you recognize yourself right now.
What I should have recognized is that most 17-year-olds don't have 5 entire scorched earth breakups behind them.
You know what, Andale? I'm happy you and Tyler are friends. You've been a better friend to her than I have, hard as that is to admit. I'm sorry that what I did to you two got in the way of that. It was selfish. It was stupid. I know you don't owe me anything, but I really am trying to be better. I hope you can give me a chance to prove that.
I have to admit, this conversation has made me realize I have myself a little less figured out than I thought. For now, I'll reserve judgment.
Send me a text if you ever want to talk. I mean, you've clearly got my number.
By my count, you've confronted all your exes, apart from Tyler by now. Unless there are others I don't know about, which should be fine, of course.
Why did I have to go out with so many people who hold grudges and have exceptional memories?
Maybe a nice amnesiac next time.
You could just hit your head repeatedly and hope you get amnesia.
I still have no idea what to say to Tyler. If she even wants to resolve things.
Think of it this way. No matter what you say or don't say, it can't get much worse between you, can it?
Wow, that was cold. I didn't think the old man had it in him.
What I mean is, you've come this far. And with Tyler, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.